Welcome to Dark Theory. This is Rav Shiva. Today we're going to talk about Mandela, the Mandela effect. I'm sure you've all heard about the Mandela effect. Some very spooky things going on, and a lot of people are trying to correlate them to certain ideas. Now, some people think that Mandela had died at a certain point in time, and then they're saying that he didn't die at that time, that he died at another time. So what's happening, what people are saying, is that two universes are basically merging together. I don't know if that's true, but we're going to speculate for a while and think about this. Mandela effect has caused some great changes that thousands, maybe tens of thousands or millions of people have noticed now, like Oscar Mayer Wiener. They said it was spelled M-E-Y-E-R, not M-A-Y-E-R, as you can see here. And then the Volkswagen symbol, everybody knows that. The space in the middle, they said that that was never there before. So think about the idea of worlds merging. How could that happen? There's definitely a way that can happen if we look at CERN. CERN has some amazing things happening so basically they're running particles around this accelerator and smashing them into each other, and then they're recording the data and trying to figure out what they can find of the existence or the beginning of the universe, how everything was started. They found probably quite a few other things, and I'm sure they're affecting the universe in some strange way. We know that this can happen because of a famous experiment called the double slit experiment. This is Geordie Rose. He's actually one of the engineers or scientists or physicists at D-Wave. I don't know what to call them at D-Wave. They're doing some very interesting things. But if you see his video where he talks about what's going on, he basically says it's like an altar to an alien god, among other interesting things. And if you find out what quantum computing is, you'll be fascinated. You know, regular computers work on a binary process, meaning they're in either one state or another. Well, with quantum computing, that computer right here, it's huge. It looks like a giant fridge of some sort. This computer basically has something called superposition, and it means that it can be in two states at one time. So you don't just have the 1 and the 0, you have 1 and 0 together, which creates an exponential way of. This way the processing of information is, I guess, it's infinite. It's infinitely fast. I don't even know. They have no, I guess, limit to it at this point. So God knows what they're going to come up with next. And I'm waiting to see. I'm sure we're all very curious. Now, some people are asking, how can the Mandela effect happen? So we went through CERN, D-Wave's a possibility, but there's something else I want to speculate on, and there's an experiment that was done a long time ago, and it was dismissed, but with new information, with the technology we have today, it may not be that far-fetched. It's called the 100 monkey experiment, a very fascinating experiment indeed. So basically, the 100th monkey effect is a hypothetical phenomenon in which a new behavior or idea is claimed to spread rapidly by unexplained means from one group to all related groups once a critical number of members of one group exhibit the new behavior or acknowledge the new idea. In this way, it was a form of non-locality, like quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is very interesting. We'll take a look at that next. Quantum entanglement. It's a physical phenomenon that occurs when pairs or groups of particles are generated or interact in ways such that the quantum state of each particle cannot be described independently of the other, even when the particles are separated by a large distance. So the 100th monkey experiment is something that may be not too far-fetched if you think about quantum entanglement and how that works. We know that consciousness itself has to be the connection between quantum entanglement in some way or another, because we have to acknowledge that something happened. Same way with the monkey's behavior from a distance. Think about that. I'd like to introduce you to Dr. James Gates, an amazing scientist or physicist. He discovered within the fabric of the universe something very interesting. and it's called the error correcting code. It was embedded in a pattern that he created, or that he correlated to it, which is called an adinkra. It's an African pattern that they use in cloth to tell stories. But within this adinkra, he was able to actually formulate string theory with it, basically an equation. But we're going to look further into that in a moment. Now, the reason I find the adinkra so fascinating is because in ancient Hinduism they have what you call yantra, which is basically sacred geometry, and it basically is the universe embodied with a geometric pattern, which is so interesting because Professor Gates basically stumbled upon the same idea, except it was from an African geometric pattern. So this is something that is fascinating to me. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and if you did and you want to hear more, please subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and we're going to get into the darkest realms of the universe and existence as possible. So I'm looking forward to this journey with you all. All right, and have any questions, please hit me up with it and I will answer you back. Thank you again, Rav Shiva. Till the next video.